Okay, try this again. I don't know what the hell happened. I swear there's a lot of tech stuff going crazy, like a lot of bugs. You know what? We are in Mercury. We are in Mercury retrograde, I guess, because technology has been a real pain in the ass this week. Hey, people, one reason why I'm on here, this is hump day, middle of the week. Well, not, yeah, middle of the week. Next to, we're almost, we're in the holiday season, but we're always, we're close to, what am I going to say? We're in the holiday season. Okay. After Halloween, I guess that's what is considered a holiday season. One of the things I'm starting to notice online, and a lot of things, and one reason why I got online, and I've told this story once before, is that I got sick of chasing people about business, about my business. I got tired of house parties, hotel parties, all them kind of things didn't work for me. Did not work for me. You always had to be active doing that. I got tired of always having to run down people, sit down with people to show them the business and all that, whatever I was promoting. I got tired of all that. And to this day, I won't go back to that. If that's all it takes, I will quit. I have no shame in my game. No, I won't quit. I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing because I'm not going back to that way of doing things. And it seems that to me, when I first back in 2007, 2008, everybody was talking about having people chase you instead of them. Now everybody's going back to this old school thinking of prospecting. And from what I've always learned about prospecting, there was a difference between prospecting and marketing. Okay. Prospecting was an active way of getting your message out. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but to solely do that all the time is unproductive to me. Okay. From my aspect. And I think it is for some other people. And some of the words we use interchangeably I think is confusing a lot of people. A lot of people are not understanding that there is a difference. I don't teach prospecting per se as the old school network marketing. That's not what I do. If that's what you're looking for, then I'm not the person for you to listen to or join on. I have another perspective for what I do, and the reason why I use the internet, because I'm not trying to get everybody in my house. I'm not trying to talk to everybody. Only the people that get what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying is who I want to talk to, who I want to work with. Prospecting takes too much time. And even to me, prospecting, even online, going into social groups, there ain't no different. Okay? It ain't no different than going out to the mall or to the library or whatever. Those type of things, that's just not my personality. If you get that, hit a comment in the comments about that. If you understand that, give me some comments, give me some understanding. I'm just not there. But it seems like today everybody's talking about prospecting. Okay. They use that word as if that's what they're doing. They're doing online. If we got to get a clear notion what we're doing as far as marketers online. Why are we doing this online? Okay. We can't give a confusing notion on what's better. Okay. We must use words in the effect that people know where we're coming from versus just abiding by it just to get more customers. Damn that. Okay. You don't want to work with people that don't understand what you're doing and what your whole strategy and what your whole business strategy is about. Because all that starts is confusion. Those who want to play that other game, let them play that other game. You got to be very strong and critical about your beliefs and what you're doing. You can't compare just because, and I hear this thing about, well, the leaders are making, I don't care what they're making. Okay. We're not talking about them. We're talking about what your belief system is and what you want to do. Let them do what they do. That's fine. Once you understand what works for you, not what works for them leaders that we hear about all the time. That's not like, I'm not down on what they do, but you got to get a clear understanding who you are and how you work. The whole notion of attraction marketing ain't about comparing. Okay, attraction marketing is attracting people who get you, and it's a whole lot of different people online with a different message. No, I'm not saying any of them are right or wrong. What I'm saying to you is that which one do you relate to? Which one that touches your soul? Which one that you get? Those are the ones you should go with. Okay, those are the ones you get. If you relate to what I'm saying, let's talk. See, I'm not about chasing people online either. I'm about marketing, setting up systems, using systems to get people. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I'm not going to initiate going somewhere and talking to somebody when, two, I can do a Zoom meeting and talk to you face to face like I'm doing now. See, the whole part of this whole thing is about leveraging your time and talking to as many people or getting your message into as many people as you can. And that means using technology. Okay, I'm sorry that a lot of y'all think that we can't use technology to leverage our time and talk to many. So I wrote a book on the difference between prospecting and marketing in today's landscape. It's out on, it's the 5 keys. It's called the 5 keys of success, knowing the difference between prospecting and marketing in today's environment. And you got to understand, I'll leave a link in the comments if you want to check that out. I'm not here to tell you what you should do. What I'm here to let you know is go to what is relatable, what hits your soul, what feels good for you, because there's a lot of things out there that you can do differently and not get boggled down on what you're supposed to do. Okay, as long as it's ethical and everything, it shouldn't matter. But there's a consensus out there. I think a lot of people getting confused about why, there's a lot of messages. There's going to always be a lot of messages. It's just like martial arts. Okay, I grew up in an era when Bruce Lee was coming about. People were fighting against the traditional styles and how to do versus the other. Granted, you got to have some kind of foundation to build from, but you don't have to be a slave to that foundation. And the biggest problem in any thing that we get doing is that people want to put you in this box and want you to become a slave to it, and that is not necessary. You find something that you relate to and learn to build and grow from it. To be a leader to me in this business is not to be afraid of your convictions on what works for you. And I'm not saying it's all gonna work for you. That's not what we're saying. Don't get to this thing that, well, everybody's saying this. I don't give a fuck what everybody else is saying. That's not my whole thing. Like I told you, if you relate to what I'm saying, cool, fine. If you don't relate to what I'm saying, that's cool, fine also. But find somebody that you do click with, you relate to. This is what all this is about. Stop getting into this compare-itis about one leader versus another. That don't matter. If you don't relate to them, it don't matter how many leads they make, how many much money they make. It may not affect you and it may not work for you. Okay? Don't get caught up in that mess. Just because somebody makes $100,000 a month doing some certain strategies don't necessarily mean that's going to work for you. Now, you could take some information from them and make it your own, but don't get caught up in this thing. If you don't feel you're not clicking with them and that's not the strategy you want to do, move on. Find somebody you do want to click with. Okay? Because everybody's not for everybody. That's why this is a global environment where you can express who you are, who you want to attract, and who you want to work with. And this is what people get it all twisted. And this is what people, even in the direct sales, the traditional direct sales, network marketing, get this thing that they want to put everybody in a box saying you must do A, B, and C, D. No, the only thing that is congruent to any of this, you got to work. You got to put some effort into it. I don't care what it is. Video marketing, online marketing, all the stuff. But how you want to work makes the difference, okay? We got to understand, how do you want to work versus what you want to do work, okay? You don't have to go out in the malls and chasing people anymore. The environment's different. If that's what you like to do, fine. I don't like doing that. I'm not selling that to anybody. You need to go to people who are selling that to you. I'm not the team for that, okay? I let that go, and I will never go back to that. Even if the internet failed today, I wouldn't go back to that. For me, it's not worth that, okay? I've done that. It didn't work. I did the home meetings and stuff, had it on Thursdays for a whole year. It did not work. To me, it takes too much effort and too much training, and people don't either have the time or won't take the time to do those type of things in this environment because they just don't. We have less time and less time, more so if you're working jobs, and a lot of y'all working 2 jobs. Everybody's time is so scattered. The biggest problem with hotel meetings and stuff, they're mostly set at times where some people are working a second job. So then you trying to get people in front of a presentation, whatever. It is so hard. That's what caused a lot of conflict and slow people down in this business, because most people time wasn't their own to come to something. Most in the environment where we work at, everybody don't work from 9 to 5. Some work 9 to 7 or 10 to 11 or whatever. This is where it caused a lot of problems in trying to get your presentations in front of folks. And if you can't do that, it's hard to build a business if the only way you can do is always inviting somebody to a house or hotel meeting. The leverage factor of the internet allows you to, hey, the prospect, the client can see this on their own time, okay, or whatever. And you don't direct it. Contrary to what a lot of y'all want to think, some people say, well, they got to ask for the link. Well, sometimes you got to market the link out there to see who jumps on it. But you market the link in areas where people need to see the presentation. It ain't always about people asking. Everybody's not going to say up there, oh, yeah, give me the link. That's not going to happen all the time. And everybody keeps saying stuff like that. When you do a presentation, you just give them some information right here. Here's some information that you can look at. Get back with me. If they don't get back to you, you move on. Move the fuck on. Stop wasting your time with people that ain't going to engage with you and do anything. Really. It's like any relationship that you have. Y'all, people chase people and knowing that they don't want nothing to do with them, fuck them. Really. That's men, women, whatever. Friends, whatever. I'm not going to bother chasing grown folk about something. You have to make up your mind what you want for yourself. I can't decide that for you. All I can do is open the door, lead you to it. Like I said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Hey, that's the same thing. Too many times we got in this business that we get people, we handhold too much. I'm not hand-holding grown people, okay? I'm not doing it, okay? I hear people say, well, I'll handhold you. If you handhold too much, they will not learn to fish, okay? We're here to teach you how to fish for a lifetime, not fish for a day, okay? That's what we need to get back into. There's too much catering to people to not work, okay? It's work, folks. Contrary to online, whatever. And like I said earlier, it all depends on how you want to work. I would rather work here from home, sitting at my kitchen table, using my laptop and doing a video expressing things that I teach or how I run business and how I train folks to do things. I don't have to go out in the snow. We had cold weather here in Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be cold all the rest of the week, and probably maybe some more snow. But understand, there are people making millions online, folks. Don't let the naysayers tell you that they're not. And it don't matter who you know or who you don't know that's doing it. Understand that it's happening. There are people making millions of dollars on their jobs. You don't know all them people, but we tend to believe that much more than we believe if somebody can sit at their desktop or laptop like I am and make money like that. Because we're trained in a certain mindset to think a certain way. And basically, a lot of it's based off control, okay? They don't want everybody knowing how to do this type of stuff, leveraging social media. It is not. And I'm telling this to all you people out there that are doing this. Today, 95% of y'all got some kind of device to get you online. Be it this or be it this, okay? A cell phone, okay? It doesn't matter how you use what you use, okay? You're talking about leveraging your time, because with a cell phone, you can do business anywhere in the world, anywhere you're at. As long as there's an internet connection to let you online, you can do business. When Black folks, especially, I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson, a video by him, okay? He said, we are a $2 trillion people. We're the richest people of African American here in this country. But we spend more money on bullshit. 20 million women, listening, 20 million a year on hair products that you don't own. We spend more money outside our communities that we don't own or control. But we have a $2 trillion expenditure of wealth. But why we are on the lower end of the economic totem pole is because we spend the money wrong. Okay? If you look at all the other ethnic groups in there, they spend their money in their community. That's what makes them strong. See, we talk about, we're in an election year right now, okay? Coming up in 2020. And this is something I'm probably gonna step on toes, people, with. Don't get it twisted about the vote. If anything y'all should have learned in 2016 is really about the vote. And this is one of the things I get tired of Democrats I hear on MSNBC, The View, and everybody else. Stop dwelling on the popular vote. Okay? You hear me, y'all? All you Dems, I'm not calling myself a Democrat no more. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm a fucking realist, okay, about everything. That's where I come. It's not a party. I'm a realist about everything, okay? The popular vote don't mean shit. Stop with that. I get tired of hearing y'all talk about the popular vote. The popular vote don't get them motherfuckers in the White House, okay? Understand this. Nobody gives a shit about the popular vote. Granted, Obama won the popular vote, but he won the Electoral College. That's the one that counts. Stop with this bullshit about you guys, about the popular vote. Nobody gives a fuck about the popular vote. Yeah, Trump gives a fuck about the popular vote, but that's his narcissism. Understand, there's the game of politics is money and the electorates that you win to get those people in. Those are the two things you got to understand. They're not about popularity. The game. This is one of the reasons why Trump won last time, because he understood the game to get the 270 electoral votes to get in the White House. Dems, stop with this popular vote shit. Quit harping on that, because it's not important. The popular vote don't win. It's not going to win no Democrat in the White House. Y'all need to stop with that mess. And like I said, there's a lot of things. Like I said, I'm not a realist. I'm a realist. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. None of them things mean shit to me. I look at the world from a realistic perspective, what I see. not from all those label perspectives that most people taught to grow up to believe. And one thing Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about, he talked about a lot of different things. If you want to see that video, it's on my page here. It's a deep video, and you should look at that. It makes a lot of damn sense, and we need to get off of this crazy things about how we work, how we can only work, because today the technology has disrupted all that stuff. It is not necessarily for people to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs, which I don't fucking understand how you do. That is not necessarily. It's not necessary. There's too much leveraging technology out here for people not to have to do that. Okay. We need to learn to control our own economics. We need to learn to control our own social things. I mean, social media is great. It's a great platform. And I guess, and I also get tired of hearing boomers, especially older boomers, with this notion that social media is bad because it doesn't teach. A lot of these kids don't know how to communicate. Well, whose fucking fault is that? Okay, that's another problem. We don't take the time, a lot who have kids, to raise the kids to learn, to teach them how to communicate. It is not the school's job to raise your kids or to teach them how to communicate. That's your job. We don't want to take the responsibility with that. And it's just like I was saying earlier, all this platform of leveraging social media network marketing, it takes work. I'm working. Contrary to what you want to believe, because I don't go out and go to a job and sit at and punch a clock. Don't think that I ain't working, okay? I make work longer than a lot of y'all out there. And there's a notion, there's a mindset out here that people think because I don't do that, well, he's just doing. No, it doesn't matter. This is a different environment, people. Understand it's a different environment, a different world, and people need to wake the fuck up to where we're at and how everybody doesn't work the same. Everybody, and you don't have to. That's the beauty of all of it. If you feel more comfortable that you have to go to a job and work and have to have a boss on your ass telling you when you can go, how long you can work, how long you can have a lunch, when you can take a shit and all that other stuff, that's fine. That is just not, I've been there, done that. I don't like that. I don't like micromanage. I don't like somebody over my back telling me about certain things. That's why my last job that I worked with at Alliance Data, I do not dig that. I got tired of that micromanaging bullshit. Show me how to do it, and I'll let me do it. If I got something to ask you about, I'll ask you. But when you got constant people over your shoulder trying to always micromanage what the fuck you do, especially, I'm gonna say this, especially the millennials that got milk still on their lips, y'all know what the fuck y'all doing. Really, half of y'all. And that's another story. I just got off something trying to do some technical stuff. When I gotta tell you 3 times about what I have an issue with, you either not listening or you don't fucking get what I'm saying. Plain and simple. If I tell you A, B, and C is not letting me do D, E, and F, and you still don't get it, I tell you 3 times, fuck you. Really. I don't have time. I'm 60 years old and I don't have time to deal with people who either got a chronic disorder, an understanding. If you're that, you don't need to be online to do that. Okay? You just don't. I just don't have time for that. I'm dealing with people, but God bless. When I tell you 3 times, I don't know what you don't get. Plain as day. I got in this conversation with this one person about the term residual income. Now, I told this guy, like I said, residual income is based off of what you may have set up, be it investments, systems, whatever it is that you set up one time that will pay you ongoing. I use the analogy of the actors on A Different World in the Cosby Show, okay? Before all this other shit happened. I told him them guys were getting paid based off of how long they were on the show. And usually shows have to be in syndication. I think you have to be, for it to go to syndication, it has to be 4 years on, 4 to 5 years, something like that. People, it's amazing how, and I said this a long time, that's a crack generation, crack baby generation. I don't know what's wrong with them. Kept asking me, then that's not true residual or passive income. What do you mean it's not true passive income? I said, he asked me, do you mean you have to work to do that? Well, you got to set it up. You got to set the notion. They're not going to just pay you for something that you didn't do. I mean, people, I don't get the mindset. And this is a problem when we try to tell people about it is possible for you to work online and do things. I don't know if it's a fear or just the way you were raised. We don't live in the 1980s no more, folks. We don't live in the 1970s. Now, we just celebrated 50 years of having the internet. Okay? And we've celebrated that long for having the internet. 50 years. So that means the internet was around when I was 10 years old. But it wasn't available to the masses until what, the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. So this thing, if we had this type of technology when I was 10 years old, it'd be a different mindset on how we would do things. Way different mindset. And there may be a lot of us wouldn't be struggling with certain things. Now, maybe we might not have had social media. We might have social media. It may not be what it is today, but I guess things happen when they're supposed to happen. But I'm just, to understand things is that a lot of people think the internet just came about in the mid 90s, but actually no. The internet was around in the 60s. It probably was actually around in the 50s. Okay. But it just wasn't available to the masses like it is now. Okay. Especially as far as we've come with technology and everything, and it's gone, and who knows where it's going to go with this stuff in this next decade. Pauls A Pilsner, where's that book I got? This is a book I've always referred to. It's an old book. I've had this probably 10 years, at least 10 years. The Next Millionaires. Okay. I don't know if you are familiar with this book by Pauls A Pilsner. He said the vast amount of new wealth being created over the next 10 years, and here's why and how. You can be part of it. And this was written the late 1990s and the early 2000s. So he was talking about what we've come through. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, it was written the late 2000 up to this decade that we're ending now. He was talking about from 2010 up until 2020. Okay, this is what we're the big transfer of wealth, and it's going to be another big transfer of wealth. We keep worrying about all this other mess. I'm not worried about him. Yeah. So we gotta understand where we're living at, people. There's people are making mass amount of money online because they're leveraging social media and the internet. Okay. Don't get it twisted. If you want to know how to do this, and I can leave some information down here, or hit me up if you're interested. If you ain't interested, fine. Okay. There's people, you do not have to work for somebody else to make money. Okay. If you want to be your own boss, I'm not talking about traditional wise. There's a difference between having a brick and mortar, being your own boss, and leveraging social media, using devices like an internet and a laptop or your cell phone. That's a total different mindset. You know, when we talk about being a boss, too many people get in the notion we're talking about traditional, having an office and all that. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about home-based business from home. Okay, there's the home-based business industry has made $142 billion in the last 10 years. It's outdone what football players industry is, athletic, the film industry, all those type of industries. Okay, you don't believe me, you can look it up. You ain't gotta believe me. Look it up. Look what the home-based business industry is doing. And I'm not talking about just direct sales and network marketing. I'm talking about the whole gamut of home-based business. When you say home-based business, that's where everybody gets caught up in. That's part of that. But I'm talking about because of technology, because of what's going on, most of the devices, technology, software has been geared more towards us, the home-based business professionals, than it is these big businesses. This is why big businesses have been struggling to try to transfer themselves to what's going on, because the devices are not made for them, just them. They're working still with the big mainframe type stuff from 30, 40 years ago, and they're not going to just get rid of that type of stuff to switch. That's a hard thing to do, to switch from that. And we really are in competition and with them because we don't have the expenditures that they have. So that's the difference with that. If you want more information, just, hit me up here. You want more information up, hit me up here. And we got a training tonight. You can come in. I'm putting it down here. If you're interested, if you want to learn how to do certain things, guys gotta talk about how to use social media to make money, come to this. This is free. There's a link in the comments if you're interested in doing that. Come into this. That's the link to the training. You can register for that. It's free, people. It's free. So I've been on here 30 minutes. I'm gonna get off of here. I don't know what was going on when I first got on here and it kicked me off. Hey, technology, things. With that being said, have a great rest of your hump day, Wednesday. I have a show on Sunday called Sunset Sunday every Sunday between 5:30 and 6. You can get on that. It's free. Also free information and training that I do. You can get on my newsletter. Here's my newsletter. This is my newsletter you can get on also. Let me do this. I'll leave this in the comments. This is a newsletter if you want more information about what I do and what trainings I have available, information that I have, you can get on here also. Just register on my newsletter here, okay? That being said, I'm going to get off, people. You have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, and we'll talk to you later. See you on the next video. I'm out. Later.